Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Mag Show. Today, we are going to be talking about the absolute shocking news of the cast of Avengers Doomsday, which was just announced the other day. And first of all, it is wild, but we're going to go through it one by one, courtesy of People, by the way, people.com. I'm going to give them the credit there. I'm going to pull it up, and we're going to talk about the characters. And I've got a lot of questions about a lot of things, but we'll get to that in due time. In the meantime, let's pull this up here. And let's go through this one by one. We're going to go through all 26 characters. I'm going to do it fast so you're not bored to tears, all right? So let's start with the first one. Of course, we got Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. That leads up to my very first question, and I'm sure it's a big question on everybody's mind. How the hell is they going to have the same actor, so iconic, such an iconic actor in the MCU? How is he going to play another iconic character, Victor Von Doom, when he was just came off, almost 15 years or whatever the heck it was, of being another iconic character, Iron Man? It's going to be a tough pill to swallow, folks. I don't know how they're going to pull this off, but there are theories out there. Some of them are absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous. I'm not going to get into all of them. Like, some of them were like, Tony Stark was actually always a variant of Victor Von Doom, and then the Starks raised him as a Stark. That's like literally the most insane thing I've ever heard. There were other ones that possibly, and this one I can actually believe, is that he's actually a variant of Tony Stark, and then maybe the real Tony Stark at some point is going to come back in Secret Wars, which is coming out a year later, or they're just, that's it. He's just Victor Von Doom, and that's it. And we're supposed to just pretend it's not the same guy. So I don't know, man. I'm just trying. I'm trying really hard to try and understand what the motivation is here and why did they pick. I mean, I understand Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. He always has been, even since the 80s when I was watching him. But this is going to be a tough pill to swallow, considering he just finished playing that character. I mean, that's like Harrison Ford coming off of Han Solo, and then he comes back in a new Star Wars movie as the big bad guy or something. You're like, that's Han Solo. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to understand. So I have a feeling a lot of this will be explained in Secret Wars. Anyways, let's carry on. We've got Chris Hemsworth as Thor. I'm very happy to see him come back, and I think he needs a little bit of a redemption arc because, in my opinion, Love and Thunder was a bunch of love and crap, in my opinion. We got Anthony Mackie as Captain America. That movie did not do so well. I actually heard it was pretty decent. I have not seen it yet, but the thing is, where's Chris Evans? That's another name that, like, I've went through about a bunch of different articles, a bunch of different stories about this entire thing. And Chris Evans is not mentioned at all. It's almost like he was rubbed out of history. And but I don't know. Maybe he'll come back in Secret Wars, but he certainly doesn't seem to be in this movie so far. So we got Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I love Anthony Mackie. I think he was a fantastic Falcon. I think he's a fantastic actor, period. If anybody in the video game world, if you guys seen Twisted Metal, he was amazing in Twisted Metal. Really look forward to season 2. Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. Well, no surprise there. I'm really happy to see him back. Letitia Wright is Black Panther. I have a big problem with this. First of all, I didn't like Wakanda Forever. I did not like it at all. I think they should have just recast T'Challa personally. I mean, in light of such tragedy, they could have just recast the character, or in the very least, if, by the way, spoiler alert, at the end of Wakanda Forever, they show T'Challa's son. I think they could have done a little bit of a time jump with this film, with this Doomsday film, and moved it 10 years forward or something like that, or whatever, maybe 15 years forward, and have his son come as Black Panther. I don't think anybody asked for Letitia Wright as Black Panther, so I'm not excited about that at all. I give that a 0 out of 10 in terms of enthusiasm. Tom Hiddleston is Loki. Well, obviously it's going to be one of the many variants of Loki. If you watched the Loki TV show, fantastic. I'm excited to see him back in there. We got Florence Pugh as Black Widow's sister, Yelena. I really enjoy her too. I think she's such a character. I think she's a lot of fun. She's a funny chick, man. I think she's going to be great in the movie. We got Wyatt Russell as U.S. agent. Couldn't care less. I don't think he's an Avenger level kind of character, and I don't think that's anything interesting about him, really, to be quite honest. He was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he was kind of like, he was there. That was about it. He was just there. David Harbour as Red Guardian. I think that'll also be a little bit of comic relief, just like Yelena as well. I mean, obviously they'll be working together in there. Have no problem with that. Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. Please, for the love of God, if we're going to have Sebastian Stan come back as Winter Soldier, can he be the Winter Soldier? Can he be a badass, not a whiny little bitch like he was in the show or like comic relief or anything like that? Winter Soldier is not supposed to be comic relief. All right? That's just my opinion, and I'm sure it's a lot of other people's opinions, too, in that terms of that character. Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic. Okay, so now we're getting into the Fantastic Four characters. We've got Pedro Pascal showing up. Obviously, this was going to happen because we figure Doctor Doom is obviously in that universe. When I reviewed that trailer, we talked about that there. So we got Pedro Pascal there. We've got Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman. Great casting, by the way. We've got her in there. And then we got Ebon Moss-Bachrach, not Burt Bacharach, by the way, as the Thing. He's going to be in there. Excited for that. And, of course, we got Joseph Quinn, another great casting choice for Human Torch. I think he's a great choice for that. It looks great. Now, let's get into the meat of the potatoes of the X-Men, baby. And we're not talking about no new X-Men, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the OG gangsters themselves. Patrick Stewart is back as Professor X. Oh, my goodness, am I ever excited for that. Super happy about that. So we've got that. That's another one. And, of course, we got his drinking buddy. Ian McKellen is back as Magneto. My goodness. These are top caliber actors right here. Super excited for that. And then to round it off, holy crap-oly, we've got Kelsey Grammer back as Beast. What a perfect casting choice from start to finish. Even if, like, you know, some of the X-Men movies weren't the greatest, Kelsey Grammer as Beast was an absolute standout. So really happy to see him there. Another standout, Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler. If you guys remember X2, X-Men United, he was amazing as Nightcrawler. It looked like he literally, no pun intended, jumped right off the comic book into the film. So I'm really happy to see him back. And how can we not stare at this photo for the next 25 minutes? Rebecca Romijn is back as Mystique, the real Mystique, in my opinion. Look at that suit, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that suit. So we got all these OGs back from the X-Men. We even got James Marsden back as Cyclops, and I'm super happy to see him as well, man. He's a great actor, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with these characters, and now that they're all in the MCU. And who can forget, after Deadpool, the fan favorite right there, ladies and gentlemen. We got Channing Tatum back as Gambit. My goodness, that is so awesome. I can't wait to see him in action again. I thought he did such a great job in Deadpool. Let's move it along here, folks. We've got Simu Liu as Shang-Chi. That could go either way. The movie was all right. I mean, I fell asleep twice in the theater seeing it, but it was okay for what it was. It wasn't the best. I think he has the potential of being a great Avenger. I just think that he needed to do a little bit more than just fight his dad, like, I don't know, as like a blue dragon or whatever the hell it was. It was okay, but it wasn't the greatest. Here's another one. Here's another head scratcher for me. This was also from Wakanda Forever. I thought was one of the weakest movies in the entire MCU, next to Thor 2, The Dark World. But I think that Wakanda Forever was worse. Tenoch Huerta Muea as Namor. Why are you here? I really don't see any need for this character to be in here. And what the hell is he going to do with Doomsday? He's going to flap his fins and splash him with water? I don't know. I'm not a fan of the character. I liked Namor in the comics. I think he was great. I liked him in the old 70s cartoons. I thought he was a great character as well. Here, he can go either way. Winston Duke as M'Baku. I love this guy. I can't wait to see him in this film, and I can't wait to see what he does. I want to see what kind of an army he brings with him, and I've always liked him in all the movies. I thought he was such a badass character, and the guy just screams with charisma. I absolutely love it, and like a gravitas, and to him, I really, really like him. So I'm excited to see Winston Duke back as M'Baku. I'm really happy about that. Now, here's a couple of ones that are going to be kind of like a little bit of like a downer here. We got Lewis Pullman as Bob. You heard that right, folks. Lewis Pullman as Bob. Bob who? Bob Saget? Bob who? Who are you? I like it. And the thing is, they asked him about it. They're like, well, who are you? And here's the quote. I'm as surprised as everyone else to see what is happening with my character, Bob. It's all a mystery. He doesn't even know who the hell Bob is. I don't know who Bob is. Do you know who Bob is? Tell me in the comment section if you know who Bob is, because I have no idea. And then we've got this other one, Hannah John Kamen. That's a weird thing. Her middle name is a dude's name. Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. Ghost was in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second one. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. That's kind of cool. I don't know why she's going to be there, but she's going to be there. Either way. Danny Ramirez is the new Falcon. I like this because we needed a new Falcon now that the other Falcon, Anthony Mackie, has now taken up the mantle of Captain America, and we need a new Falcon. And Danny Ramirez, great choice to do that. I heard he was great in Captain America: Brave New World. So that is all of them, ladies and gentlemen. We've got all of the characters right there. That's 26 new characters. Now, there's a couple of other ones I want to talk about very briefly here. We have missing in action, okay? Chris Evans as Captain America. We got, what's her name there? I can't remember her name for the life of me. As Agent Carter, Peggy Carter. She's missing as well. Now, presumably, he retired and then walked away, and then him and Peggy just kind of lived out their life and just whatever, and lived happily ever after. But as a superhero, as an Avenger, and as someone who worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., she worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., you're just going to sit on the sidelines while Dr. Doom wreaks havoc on the multiverse? This doesn't make any sense to me. Captain America's just going to go like this, yeah, whatever, dude. You guys take care of it. That doesn't sound like him. I have a feeling he'll return in Secret Wars, and maybe Peggy Carter as well. We shall find out. Now, the other ones that were notably missing, of course, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. Never mind just Chris Pratt. The rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy are nowhere to be found. So they're not in there as well. We've got Tom Holland's Spider-Man, nowhere to be found as well, notably missing from this list. 100% Spider-Man will be in Secret Wars. Now, I know that they're also going to be doing Spider-Man 4. Now, if anybody wants to avoid spoilers, I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, word is that Spider-Man 4 is going to feature the Incredible Hulk, a very violent Incredible Hulk, which is going to set up a Planet Hulk film later on. So that's the word I'm getting from Hollywood right now. That's what's going to be happening. I'm excited for that. That sounds wild. I mean, Spider-Man and Hulk on the screen together, just like they did sometimes in the comics. Wonderful. Great idea. Let's go for it. Speaking of Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo is not mentioned in here at all as well. So maybe Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland are going to skip this movie. They're going to do their Spider-Man film, move on to Planet Hulk later on or whatever, and then show up in Secret Wars. That could possibly happen. We also got Benedict Cumberbatch missing as Doctor Strange. That's another one. So that's another one that seems to be missing, and he's a massive character. Same deal. He might show up at the end. He might show up at the climax. He might not show up at all. Maybe he'll just show up in Secret Wars. Now, that's it for all the characters that we're talking about here. I think that pretty much covered the whole gamut. Now, I got another question here, and this one is more of a practical question. My question is, they just started filming principal photography like 3 days ago in the UK. This movie's supposed to come out in just over a year with what I would imagine to be a massive special effects spectacle. How the hell are they going to get this movie done? They haven't started filming the characters yet with the actors. They're doing principal photography. How fast are they going to get this done? Unless, of course, they had the CG departments working on the action sequences well before the filming even takes place, which I understand is quite common. But for the Russo brothers, who are directing both this and Secret Wars, how the hell are they going to pull this off? Get it filmed, get it done, get post done, editing and everything else, and all the special effects done and polished before May of next year? I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. I don't know how they're going to slap this together that fast. And then on top of that, apparently Secret Wars is going to come out exactly 1 year later. Again, you haven't even started filming. How are they going to get this done? Big special effects films take years to get off the ground and onto the screen. So I don't know how they're going to pull this off. I mean, the Russo brothers have quite the pedigree. They've done a great job with the MCU before. I have no doubt that they're going to do a great job now, but it's going to be a lot to juggle. The other thing is, speaking of juggling, the other thing I wanted to briefly talk about is juggling all these characters. You just announced 26 characters. That is insanity. How are you going to give even enough screen time for these people to be able to interact and for us to even care about the characters when you've got 26 of them on the screen? Maybe not all at once, but they're certainly going to be there. And I mean, if you just kind of do the math, if the movie's like 2 hours, let's say, or just over 2 hours, you do the math between 26 characters, you're barely going to get 4 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes screen time per character. And that's assuming that you went 1, which they won't. It'll be obviously a lot of ensemble stuff, which again, if Dr. Doom starts laying waste to this guy, this girl, that girl, whatever, and they start doing that, people are not really going to care because they're not going to be deeply invested. The reason why the first Avengers movie worked so well is that there was just a handful of them. And if anything happened to that handful of characters, we were so invested in them, of course, on top of the fact they all had solo movies. You felt something there. But when you've got 26 characters in one film, how am I supposed to care about every single one of them that's on the screen? It's just going to be like stormtroopers falling down, like in the middle of a battle. They're like, all right, that guy's dead, that guy's dead, that guy's dead, whatever. And you don't really care because you're not invested enough into the characters to give a crap, really, right? So those are some of my issues that I have with this. But we're gonna be watching this very closely and seeing where this all goes. Now, in terms of my channel, I got some more stuff coming up. I got some more Marvel stuff coming up. I have reviews for Daredevil. They're going to be coming out very soon. I'm going to be doing episodes 3 to 5 very shortly. Moving on to episode 6, I'm going to catch up with that show. I'll be doing all the reviews right here on this channel. Very soon, we're also going to be doing The Last of Us Season 2 reviews are going to be on this channel. Also, keep your eyes out. I've also got a South of Midnight review coming out as well. That's going to be coming out for Xbox and the PC for now, and look forward to my review there. And of course, any gaming news that comes out, you're going to find it right here on the Mag Show. But anyways, everybody have yourself a wonderful day and stay magnificent.